It rose, well, about 3 or 4 foot within 5 minutes.
Some examples tonight of how quickly flash flooding covered roads and even damaged a few buildings in parts of southern and eastern Kentucky.
They were promised answers today, but people in Powell County say they're still frustrated tonight with what they call a lack of information about an oily substance that landed on their homes.
What President Obama said about the ongoing battle against terror and the upcoming election, among other topics, during a news conference today.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening to you. More heavy rain from slow-moving storms fell across much of Kentucky tonight, and it triggered another round of flash flooding.
Now take a look at this eyewitness video from Clay County showing water just rushing down a street in Manchester there. We'll have more on the flooding in just a minute, but we begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Guys, that was a part of the Bluegrass State that picked up anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rain there into Clay County. And guess what? It is raining again here into parts of Clay County. You see those hot spots, as I've been referring to them over the past several days, of heavy rains of an inch or two and some local 3+ inches into parts of southeastern Kentucky. All of that coming on ground that is already saturated. Defender Radar Network now, look at this complex of thunderstorms gearing back up over those same areas of Clay County and into Owsley County and moving into Breathitt County, where we also had some minor flooding around the Jackson area. That can cause some additional rises on creeks and streams here, especially north of Manchester, heading just to the west of Buckhorn, east of Boonville into Owsley County, and heading toward Breathitt County, including the downtown Jackson area. To the north of that, showers are lightening up a little bit, so some good news there. Future radar, though, through the remainder of the overnight still suggests the possibility of some showers and storms into southeastern Kentucky, and I'm looking at a setup for the day tomorrow that still can produce some more flash flooding rains as that little area of low pressure continues to sit and spin into southeastern Kentucky. To our northwest, we've got a cold front that is on the way. That'll crash the party as we kick off the coming weekend. So we've got more storms to start the weekend. Shocker there. We'll track that cold front with a new hour by hour, guys, when I come back at 11:13.
Chris, thank you. Well, it didn't take long for heavy rain to cause flash flooding in parts of Pulaski County this afternoon.
This is what it looked like in Eubank after the rain fell. One man even used a boat to get around as high water surrounded some homes and cars in that area. Victor Puente talked to some people in Eubank tonight. He continues our First Alert Weather Team coverage.
This video wasn't taken in a river, but in a yard. A quick moving storm earlier today brought all that rain.
It changed real quick.
I was in the garage about 5 minutes, and when I walked back out, it had rose, well, about 3 or 4 foot within 5 minutes.
The water left a clear mark showing how close it got to going inside this home. As fast as that water rose, it was gone almost as quickly. Both men tell me the yard was clear within about half an hour. But before it went down, they took advantage of their sudden lake.
Yeah, I was just sitting there looking at it, and I was like, got a great idea. I'm going to go boating.
Last time I seen it get that high was probably 2009 when I was on the fire department up here. So.
But they were also watching for drivers, many of them ignoring good advice.
From my training, being a firefighter for so long, turn around, don't drown, I guess you could say, but everybody's driving through it, of course.
In Pulaski County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Well, again, Clay County appears to be one of the hardest hit areas tonight. Some streets there in downtown Manchester flooded as heavy rain fell. Again, this is some eyewitness video that comes to us from the Makery, a business there in Manchester. Clay County leaders say the flooding caused some minor damage to a few homes around Manchester, and they say it also caused the blacktop on a couple of roads to buckle. Crews have been repairing some of the damage. No injuries have been reported. Flash flooding was also reported in Montgomery County tonight. Cindy sent us this eyewitness video from Jeffersonville. She says at one point high water along this creek caused it to spill over parts of Sawmill Road. Remember, we can help you track storms with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. It is free to download from either the app or Google Play stores.
Tonight, people in a Powell County neighborhood and county leaders say they're becoming more frustrated. They've been demanding answers about an oily substance that sprayed onto homes after lightning hit a gas substation on Monday. They expected some answers today, but they still feel like the gas company is not giving them enough information. Monique Blair has an update.
We will have the samples tomorrow afternoon.
They've been given to
That will be the absolute confirmation. Okay.
After Kinder Morgan representatives, which is the company that owns the Tennessee gas pipeline here, repeatedly told the crowd Wednesday night that they would have the sample results by Thursday. The only information the company has released as of now is that they do have preliminary results, and those results are favorable. But Powell County Judge Executive James Anderson says he expected more detailed results than what was released Thursday.
It's frustrating to me, but it's more concerning for my citizens. That's what I've indicated. Hopefully these tests do come back, show that, there's not any danger. During the meeting Wednesday, Kinder Morgan reps said the oily substance is likely not dangerous, but the people affected say that doesn't ease their concerns.
It's like the Ironman Brokerage story. Them people thought they were telling him the truth too, but we're not saying that they're not. But there's just going to be that if there, or if, did we really get the whole story?
Add to the possibility of health risks.
We raise cattle, we sell it. It's kind of like our secondary income.
Many people in this rural section of Powell County use their gardens and their livestock as a source of income. And now people like Wanda Sizemore have already chalked everything that the oily substance touched to a loss.
I say I gave my mother some food and she come down sick, and say later on down the line cancer. I think, did I do that? Or did I do that to my grandkids? No, I will not take that chance.
In Powell County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Kinder Morgan has not said when they will release actual results, but in the meantime, the judge executive said the county is doing their own sampling of the substance to get the most unbiased results possible.
New tonight, we are tracking the investigation into a crash in Laurel County that left one man badly injured. It happened late last night on US 25 at the intersection of American Greeting Card Road near Corbin. Laurel County Sheriff's Office says 55-year-old Clarendon Smith ran into the path of an SUV while trying to cross US 25. Deputies say the SUV then hit Smith. They say he was airlifted to UK Hospital in critical condition. We have some new information tonight about a deadly accident at a Mercer County business. Investigators have identified the victim as 52-year-old David Huff of Shelbyville. They say Huff was operating a front loader at Southern States in Harrodsburg this afternoon when he had an accident and died. Investigators say Huff died at the scene. They have not released many details about how the accident happened, but they say OSHA is handling the investigation.
A Mercer County father says someone used a picture of his newborn baby to set up a fake fundraiser online. Colin Lieber says his son Henley was born with a birth defect that caused his intestines to grow outside of his body. And despite surgeries, the baby died on Monday. But Lieber says he was shocked to find that someone had set up a fake fundraising page in Henley's name. He says a woman stole the baby's picture online, put it on a GoFundMe page, claimed he was her son, and asked for money.
It's mind-blowing because I never thought that would happen to me, and I most certainly don't want that to happen to anybody else.
Harrodsburg police say there is an ongoing investigation into the fake fundraising page. Lieber says the family did create a fundraising page on another site to help pay for burial costs, and we have a link at WKYT.com. President Obama says it's a much harder today for terrorists to carry out large-scale attacks, but he also says terror organizations are also becoming more nimble.
The president touched on that topic among many others during a news conference this afternoon. Craig Boswell has more.
President Obama said advances by coalition and local forces have significantly weakened ISIS in Iraq and Syria.
The decline of ISIL in Syria and Iraq appears to be causing it to shift to tactics that we've seen before, an even greater emphasis on encouraging high-profile terrorist attacks, including in the United States.
The coalition continues to pound ISIS targets, and the U.S. just expanded those airstrikes to Libya.
Their military defeat will not be enough. So long as their twisted ideology persists and drives people to violence, then groups like ISIL will keep emerging.
The president defended a $400 million settlement payment in cash to Iran, insisting it was not for the release of American hostages.
We are so strict in maintaining sanctions, and we do not have a banking relationship with Iran, that we couldn't send them a check.
President Obama was repeatedly asked about the race for the White House and Donald Trump, beginning with Trump's claim the election process could be rigged.
Of course, the elections will not be rigged. What does that mean?
The president also expressed skepticism about working with Russia to reduce violence in Syria. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
The president also said the Zika virus that has emerged in Florida is a serious threat to Americans. He's urging Congress to take action because money to fight the virus is quickly running out.
A Clay County couple claims they were kicked out of their apartment because they're gay, and they say the county won't help them. How county leaders are responding in 9 minutes.
And later, customers had complained that a Central Kentucky cemetery owner wasn't doing the work he promised. Now a judge has weighed in.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Still some heavy rains into southeastern Kentucky and falling over some of the same areas that were hard hit earlier tonight and hard hit yesterday, for that matter, into sections of Owsley and Clay counties. Newly issued flash flood warning is out for those same areas. We were showing you that video coming out of Manchester a little earlier tonight. And here's that flash flood warning as these storms are moving over those same hard hit areas yet again. So here into Clay County and Owsley County, watch those creeks and streams. That flash flood warning goes until 2 on Friday morning, and we will see how this little band of thunderstorms that is not moving very much at all. So if you're watching us right now, especially north of the Manchester area toward Laurel Creek, Burning Springs over toward Wildcat, and right along 421, that extends a little farther to the north now into the northern tip, right around Trixie of Clay County, over towards Sebastian. We were calling your name yesterday with some heavy rains just to the south of Boonville, and that gets to the Breathitt County line, where we also had a little flash flooding earlier in the day. We'll keep an eye on southern Lee County and into western Breathitt County as we go through the overnight. Flash flooding at night, obviously you never want it at any point of the day, but at night it is even harder to kind of get your bearings about you and see what all is really going on out there, simply because it's dark. Heavier rains earlier into the Licking River area toward Cave Run have started to decrease a little bit. But that pipeline of moisture tonight into the day tomorrow extends into East Tennessee. And we'll show you what that means for the day on Friday here in just a second. I want to talk about something else for the trip into work and in many cases school tomorrow morning. Fog could be a big player out there with a wet ground and some clear skies tonight. Visibilities early tomorrow morning may drop below a half mile in a few areas. Look at the thunderstorms also diving. Little curlicues in there. That's some damaging winds that we're seeing into parts of Illinois, coming out of Iowa, coming out of parts of Wisconsin as well. And that front is going to impact our weather by the time the weekend rolls around. By late Friday night into Saturday, front is pressing to the south across the Bluegrass State. By the time we hit Sunday, pleasant temperatures begin to roll in. So a quick peek at that weekend suggests if you are planning something outdoors, the later in the day on Saturday, maybe the better you are in the farther north that you live, then everybody gets in on a breath of fresh air for the day on Sunday. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Look at the little increase again into eastern and southeastern Kentucky for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Local flash flooding, eastern Kentucky is still possible tomorrow. Outside of that, it's steamy with a late-day thunderstorm. Models are probably underplaying that thunderstorm threat into central Kentucky later tomorrow afternoon. Then into the day on Saturday, notice how 64 and south, we start to see the showers and thunderstorms that are much more widespread. That may carry us into the evening. So farther north you live on Saturday, better the chance you have some drier weather. But a few storms around tomorrow. Southeastern Kentucky, still a flash flood threat of 3, I think, he says. We go into Saturday and more in the way of some thunderstorms around, especially 64 and south. Sunday continues to look like the pick weather day to get there, though. Still a little bumpy road. Guys, watching Clay County and Owsley County overnight. If you live in those two areas, possible flash flooding through 2 a.m.
Yeah, after seeing that video from earlier there, they don't need any more for sure.
No, they may get another inch or two of rain in some areas.
Chris, thank you.
You normally go to an ATM when you need money, right? But a new ATM in Ohio will only help when you're hungry. We'll explain in 8 minutes. New tonight, a Clay County couple claims their landlord kicked them out of their apartment because they're gay.
Joshua Melton and his husband James say they lived in the apartment for about 9 months, but they claim in June their landlord, Manchester City Council member Esther Thompson, showed up one day and told them to move out. The couple also claims she used a homophobic slur and assaulted them. They also claim they didn't receive any help from Clay County leaders, including the county attorney.
I cried. There was nothing we could do. We had to get out.
So for them to say that, we are that we did not do anything to help them is obviously inaccurate. I mean, the record must speak for itself.
The county attorney says he did help by filing a criminal complaint over the assault claim. As for Thompson, she refused to comment. She'll be arraigned on the assault complaint next week. The Kentucky Equality Federation has asked the U.S. Attorney's Office for help in this case. New tonight, a Pulaski County mother faces charges after police say she put her children in danger. State police arrested 29-year-old Whitney Phelps. Police say a neighbor told them one of Phelps' children came next door and said he couldn't find his parents. When police arrived at Phelps' home on Lewis Waddle Road, they say they found medical syringes throughout the home along with pill residue. They say Phelps was inside a locked bedroom. Police say social services took the children from the home due to bad living conditions and a bug infestation.
A judge has ordered the owner of a Scott County cemetery to finish the work he promised customers or give them a full refund. More than a dozen customers said that Crestlawn Cemetery owner Dale Shackelford did not install headstones or grave markers even after being paid. So Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear's office filed a lawsuit. Customers say they're glad a judge has ordered Shackelford to do the work.
He's wrong. He's a thief. And I'm hoping that this is going to stop him from hurting anybody else.
Shackelford was not in court today, and the Attorney General's office says he did not respond to the lawsuit. The Attorney General says he'll keep an eye on the situation and take action if Shackelford does not comply with the ruling.
New tonight, a Central Kentucky airport will receive money from the state to pay for pavement renovations. Governor Bevin says the Georgetown Scott County Airport will receive more than $1 million. He says it's part of a larger effort in which the state will hand out $20 million to general aviation airports around the state to pay for pavement projects.
New tonight, a new ATM in Cincinnati can go a long way in feeding your appetite. A new pizza ATM is about to debut on the campus of Xavier University. It's the first pizza dispensing ATM in North America. It's expected to sell about 300 hot pizzas throughout the day. The machine takes about 3 minutes to cook the pizza, and you get to choose your toppings. Each pizza costs $9. The ATM goes into service next week. When I was in college, I would have put a lot of money into that machine. I don't know about you.
I'm sure there are a lot of people now that are going to put a lot of money in that machine. Just ahead, the Cats hit the practice field tomorrow.
Mark Stoops' players reporting for fall camp. What can be expected from backup quarterback Steven Johnson? He came to UK out of the junior college ranks, has had to put on some weight. QB coach Darren Henshaw talks about it next in sports.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $30 million, and Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $52 million.
For Kentucky football, fall camp begins tomorrow. Media day will be followed by the first practice. This afternoon, the players arriving and checking into that brand spanking new practice facility. Part of their day included a retina scan for the new locker room security system. Now, Drew Barker is the starter going into fall camp, but junior college transfer Steven Johnson will compete for some equal minutes. Johnson gives the Cats added depth at quarterback.
The goal at quarterback is you go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, that you don't lose a lot and that your team functions. And Steven Johnson came in here from junior college and has really done a great job. He is a great kid. First of all, number one, he had to put on some weight. He's put on some weight. He's very fast. His arm he is very accurate, and he is going to compete. He didn't come here just to back up.
And counting down to the start of the season, we're now at 30 days. Andre Woodson hit DeMario Ford with a 30-yard touchdown pass against Clemson in the 2006 Music City Bowl. Dusty Bonner completed 30 against Syracuse. That was in the 1999 Music City Bowl. And Tim Couch completed 30 against Penn State in the Outback Bowl game on New Year's Day, 1999. You can follow our entire countdown at WKYT.com. Over in Harrison County, there's a new attitude coming from the hilltop. The Thoroughbreds want to build off the success of last season. Even though they were only 4-7 last year, the 4 wins equals the Breds' number of wins in the 3 prior years. Coach Neil Furnish said it all turned around after his team was able to get that first win last season.
Our kids started to understand how to win and how to finish the deal off, practices and all that kind of stuff, and preparing yourself to win and believing you could win was kind of the mindset we had to change.
I think everybody's a lot more comfortable. I mean, we've had 1 year under a belt under Coach Furnish, and I think everything is just good, and that it's going to be more comfortable than everything.
Brad Calipari coming on the Kentucky roster this coming season, so he is a part of the Big Blue, and of course he'll be coached by his dad. Brad went to prep school last season in Massachusetts, worked on his game there. In an interview on CoachCal.com, he said he believes he's earned where he is now. He knows his dad catches a lot of criticism. He doesn't pay much attention to it.
Can't really do much about it. You can control what you can control. And at that point, it's just controlling yourself. You can't control what they're going to say. You can't control their opinion and how they think. I mean, at the end of the day, who's ever around him, close with him, they know what it really is. So you can't really worry about what they say too much.
Former Wildcat DeAndre Liggins has reportedly signed a training camp deal with Cleveland. Since being drafted in the second round 5 years ago, Liggins has played for Orlando, Oklahoma City, and Miami. He won D-League Defensive Player of the Year 2 of the last 3 seasons. Baseball, the Reds wrapping up their series with the Cardinals, and in the second inning, Ramon Cabrera sends one down the right field line. On the double, Brandon Phillips, Scott Shubler come around, and Cincinnati with an early 2-0 lead. In the 6th, it's now 3-0. Phillips, who had 3 hits on the day, drives it into left center, brings it at Adam Duvall, and it's a 4-0 game. Still in the 6th, Eugenio Suarez delivering extra bases to left. That brings in another run, and the Reds go on to beat St. Louis 7-0. Brandon Finnegan allowing just 2 hits in 6 innings, and the Reds, check this, have now won 6 consecutive series after the All-Star break. First time they have done that since 1999. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is less than a minute away right here on WKYT. Tonight's guests include Jamie Dornan.
Hey, guess what? There's a chance it might rain tomorrow. It might storm tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance at that.
Do you need her to help you forecast the weather?
Seriously, here's a clicker. I'm out of here for the rest of the week.
Pass it down.
But we look at what's going on right now. Southeastern Kentucky, where we had heavy rain earlier. Clay County up into Owsley County. Flash flood warning continues until 2 a.m. Keep an eye on those creeks and streams. Those same areas picked up a lot of water just a few hours ago.
And be careful on those roads when you do have water on them.
The rest of the area gets fogged tonight, too. Bonus.
Hey, it's a bonus. Something new to talk about.
That's right.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a good night.